Today is a red letter day on the farm, and so far, we've carefully selected our property, mowed, baled, and wrapped those bales for silage, cut and sold a half a dozen elm trees, bought a mushroom greenhouse, and planted a grove of lodgepole pines. But this episode will be our biggest strategic move yet. It's February and the dead of winter. Let's do a quick check of things on the farm. The grass isn't growing, which we'd expect. We have a mushroom pallet. Very happy to see that. And let's look at the silage. 91%. That should be ready for us to sell later today. And I'm planning on doing that because I've got plans for that money. The lodgepole pines have an interesting frost on the branches. I don't think I've seen that before. And another interesting visual improvement here in FS25 is the field grass. It's taken on this very dead look. I like it. The price right now for mushrooms is very good at the farmer kiosk, which is different than the farmer's market. It's a little roadside kiosk I spotted down near where the first starter farm is. It's pretty far away though, just for one pallet, so I think we'll wait till we have more to sell. I passed several hours of the day waiting for the silage to completely ferment and contemplated what our next move would be on the farm. While we get the silage bales loaded and sold, let me tell you about my current dilemma and how this silage money will help us get out of it. The problem is, I'm paying a lot to rent a baler for the grass, a wrapper for the bales to turn them into silage, and then a roller to roll the grass and get back our second application of fertilizer. In fact, it takes almost 8 bales of silage to pay for all the rental fees. Not including the grass we've been able to mow down by the lodgepole pines, which may become unmowable soon, I can only count on 12 bales off this field. That's only 4 bales as our profit, which translates to about $2,500 here on hard mode. Not much. With 3 mowings a year, that's an annual revenue of about $7,500. But that's still pretty low, and it would take forever to be able to buy anything. 3 years to even afford the roller. Now, there's 2 ways to increase our profit margin off of the field. The first and obvious one is to take out a loan and buy the equipment. Altogether, though, it's almost $100,000, which is way out of our price range and would mean a huge loan. The other way is to increase the number of bales we produce every time we rent the equipment. And that means buying another field, which is exactly what we're going to do. I've been looking at fields, and I think the one that makes the most sense is the one right next to us for about $65,000. With the amount we're making from the silage, that means we only need a $55,000 loan, a lot less than trying to buy all the equipment. There, we've expanded our empire and bought our second field. Now there's a couple other nice things about this field. It already has grass planted, so it's ready to go without any planting. It's been limed and fertilized, so it has a 97% yield bonus. I estimated that we can get about 8 bales off this field. If that's true, it'll boost our annual profit from about $7,500 to over $22,000. That's significant. I've also been watching this field. It's been growing, and March is the first time we're able to get a harvest. We're going to wait though. Next month in April, it'll be at its best, so we'll probably cut it then. I started to pass the day into April when I realized something. We don't have enough money to rent all the equipment we need to work the field. But there's a solution for that. And no, it's not the mushroom pallet. That's not enough. It's the trees from the new lot we just bought. This is one of the really big ones that's worth a lot of money. So this will easily pay for all the rental fees and give us some left over. So let's see if we can get this all cut up and sold before we lose our light of the day. All right, that was a little over $6,000, and we still have a couple pieces left. Very good money indeed. It's getting late though, and we're not in a big hurry to sell the rest, so we'll pass the day into April and figure out how to resolve the next problem we created for ourselves. The problem we have now is that for this whole scheme to work, I need to get both fields onto the same growing and cutting cycle so we can rent the equipment one time and do both fields. And they're not even close. The new field is in its second harvest month, so it's at its maximum. And our original field just started growing and won't be at its best for 2 more months. So, how do I get them synced up without losing several months of important growing time? I think what I'll do is mow the new field. It's at its best, so it seems like a waste to just let it sit for 2 months while the other one catches up. If I mow it now, the 2 fields should only be 1 month apart. The old one will be ready in 2 months, and this one will be ready in 3 months. I think that's the best we can do. I also considered just mowing it and letting the cut grass sit in the field until the next mowing. That would save us a lot of money, but I'm a little afraid here in FS25 they might have changed something and grass either deteriorates over time or something. Hail destroys it. Who knows? I don't think so, but I don't think I'm going to take the chance. We'll bail it up. Let me know if you've tested letting grass sit on the field in FS25 and if it stays perfectly fine. I feel like I'm wasting money, but I don't want to lose the crop either. I went with the red case this time. They're supposed to be exactly the same, so this should do. Alright, including the grass off the side of the hill, which was significant, we got 11 bales. Enough to cover the rental on the baler and then some. What I will do though is not rent the wrapper. We'll save that rental fee for when we get both fields in sync and get everything wrapped all at once. I might not have done the smartest thing by doing the baling, but at least we can get some savings by avoiding one of the rental fees. We will rent the roller though, and get that back to the farm. I should have moved those bales off the field before renting the roller, but that'll just take a couple minutes. As long as I keep talking about rental fees in this episode, another part of my strategy for buying the field over buying the rented equipment is that it is possible one of those pieces could come up for sale as a used piece of equipment. If we could buy either the baler, wrapper, or roller, it would save us a huge amount of money, as we don't really need to buy any of those things new. It would actually be ideal.
Isn't it ideal? Absolutely ideal, didn't we?
Ideal.
They haven't come up in the last few months, but I have gotten lucky in the past, so we'll hold out hope. Okay, the rolling is done. Let's go for a round of tractor repairs at around $1,000 and get refueled. We're flashing red on the gauge. We have hail. I believe here in FS25, hail can cause some damage to the fields. Let's just hope our poor grass field survives. We can't afford to lose any harvest. It's getting worse. You can actually see it bouncing on the ground. Okay, the hail is past. I think the next job, while we still have some day left in April, is to get the last couple pieces of that tree sold, and maybe even take down a couple of the small ones and scrubby trees that are just in our way. a little fine-tuned nudging, and there. We got room for the other big piece. It's definitely one of the heavy chunks. I kinda hate cutting down all the natural trees, because I really do like them on the property. They add a lot to the look of everything, and without them, it would probably just look very barren. But they are worth such good money, and we are still in pretty desperate times. Maybe someday I can replant them. These scrubby, downy service berries, though, can go. I'm sure they're worth almost nothing, but it's more about getting these out of the way. All right, let's get over to the sell point and see what this load is worth. $2,000, respectable. As we cross back over the river, I've been reflecting on our new field purchase. And even though it meant taking on more debt and a bigger monthly loan payment, I think it was the smart move. More land equals more money, and we should be able to see if our gamble pays off in the next episode. Like and subscribe to see our progression in this hard mode survival challenge, and I'll see you in the next one.